Hi, I'm Wanhee, and it's no secret that for most of my life I looked average chubby. Maybe that's where you are right now, but if there's one secret to changing everything in a short period of time to look like this, it's to romanticize your body. I'm not talking about putting rose petals in the bathtub. This video will show you how you can actually romanticize your body to go from this to this. Let's get into it. What is romanticizing? Romanticizing is your ability to look at a situation and envisage a better world and to build a story in your mind of how you're gonna get there. Right now, maybe your body looks like a rock. Maybe it's just like a lump of fat right now. That's where I started. That's where a lot of people start. We don't have any muscle. We have tons of fat covering us. And maybe what you need to do is stare at yourself and instead of accepting it and saying, this is how it is. Oh, it's my society's fault for giving me processed food. Oh, my gym's too crowded. Oh, this, that, and the other. And blaming the outside world. You got to be able to look at yourself and see, first of all, an aesthetic physique underneath. That if you carve away the layers of fat, if you chip away the bad habits, build some muscle underneath, there's a story there, there's a journey there, and you got to be able to see that aesthetic version of yourself, i.e. romanticize your body. This is the step that nobody actually talks about. Every guy who's made a transformation from, fat to lean or skinny to lean or whatever it is, they had that moment where they looked at themselves and thought, this is not really what I want. And they saw at the same time a version that they could be, which is all romanticizing is. Next is that you have to be the main character. He's got main character energy. She's got main character energy. What does that mean? Everybody that wants a better body should consider themselves the main character in that story, and in a greater picture, the main character of your life. But what most people do is you relinquish control of the decisions when it comes to your training, when it comes to your diet, when it comes to how you should think to other people. You start training on random days because your friends ask you to do this. You start eating random things because, oh, well, that's the menu for today. And you start relinquishing control, and the stories of other people are navigating your life. Instead, what you have to do is become the decision maker. And that's what main characters do. You have your own story and you're gonna write it, and you get to choose how it goes. So what does that mean in a practical sense? Is that you have to just say no more. You have to set boundaries better. What I really mean is that you got to become the principal architect of your own story. Next, I want to tell you a story of a football romantic, soccer romantic called Mr. Jurgen Klopp. He was the manager of Liverpool Football Club, which was going through one of the worst times in its history. It was like a sleeping giant. It had a great history, but it messed up and it was in a crappy state. Nobody believed in that club and what it could do. Even the fans, everybody was just down and depressed. And this man comes and he says,
we have to change from doubter to believer.
Instead of being down and just thinking everything's gonna go bad, you gotta trust your players. You gotta believe that they can do it.
Please give us the time to work on it, that you think much more positive than today.
And he, first of all, before anyone, was the believer. That's why he took on the job. And in this sense, he was a romantic. When nobody else thought it was possible, he saw a vision that he wanted to realize and he wanted to share with the people. And he believed it under all the evidence that suggested otherwise. And in some ways, your body is the same way. Maybe you look at yourself and you're thinking, why would I succeed now? For 25 years, for 35, 45 years, I've been chubby, I've been fat, I've struggled with binge eating, I've gone up and down, and I've never found a way to consistently train in the gym or do a consistent diet routine. This is what I hear from a lot of people that I speak to in my coaching program, and they say, I've been trying this all my life, not just 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even my whole life I've been trying this and I haven't made it. So you might be thinking right now, oh my God, this is not possible for me. I'm just born like this, my metabolism's like this, my genetics like this. But in some ways, you gotta have that self-belief. You gotta be able to become a romantic, as it were, like the hopeless romantic in these stories that believes he can get the girl when all the evidence suggests otherwise. Romeo and Juliet. Romeo was a romantic because ain't no chance that he's gonna get a girl from that family. Okay, the families were at war with each other. It was not allowed. Helen of Troy in Paris. It wasn't supposed to happen, but what happened? The hopeless romantic, the love, the vision to get somewhere, got them through the obstacles against all odds. Have this idea in your fitness journey as well. Be the hopeless romantic a little bit. Think it is possible even when the whole world, your friends, your closest friends and family thinking it's not possible. Yeah, she's doing a diet again. He's going to do the gym again. He said that before. And doubting you, even your partner doubting you. Be the romantic that can look at yourself and be like, all odds are against me, but I'm going to change from doubter to believer. I'm going to believe in myself. And that's really what it means to romanticize your body. It's not putting rose petals in the bathtub, putting candles and doing self-love lotion or whatever the hell. It's about believing in yourself, even if evidence until now has been to the contrary. Now, if you want me to actually help you get that body, have a coach who believes in you just as much as you want to believe in yourself, so that you can actually realize that dream of building the body that gives you confidence, then hit the link below. You can apply to join my coaching program where I work with you closely. And as you can see, this is not going to be some basic program, okay? We work on a lot of different things, the training, the diet, but also the mindset, just like what we're dealing with here. You must become a believer in yourself. Next, when you try to build muscle, you're gonna run into plateaus. You're gonna run into issues of like, I don't know how to even do this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh my God, I don't want to do this again. You're gonna fall off track. You're gonna struggle with consistency. You might even get injured. You don't know what you're doing. You're gonna look stupid. You have gym anxiety. All these things are obstacles. And don't even get me started on the diet. You're gonna be like, what do I do? I'm always eating at a surplus. Oh my God, I have a sweet tooth. I have parties every weekend. There's so many things. I've binge eaten. I've fallen off track. Obstacles are part of a great story. Think about the great stories of seduction and love. Obstacles and problems are what actually make the story good. Let's take, I don't know, Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice and Elizabeth. That is a love story where if you never had any conflicts, any obstacles to them coming together, it would just be the most boring story. Same with Helen of Troy and Paris. Same with Romeo and Juliet. All the stories, the great stories, it's like the obstacles are what make the love romantic. Otherwise, it's so easy. Otherwise, it's just there for the taking. You almost want those difficulties. You want those obstacles and challenges because by overcoming them, it proves to the other person how much you love them. And it proves to the audience, we who read the book or watch the play or the movie, to think, oh my God, he moved mountains. She moved mountains to make this love come true. How great was their passion and desire? And that is exactly the same thing with your body. You're going to have those obstacles, but by having those obstacles and those issues that you deal with that are really difficult, the plateaus, the bounce backs, the yo-yos, the feeling like guilty and shameful, looking in the mirror depressed because you haven't made any progress in months, all of that is what makes the eventual success that much sweeter. If you can embrace that journey, if you can embrace the ups and downs, as I always tell my clients, is like, when you're going down, don't be so excited. When you're going back up in weight, don't be so sad. Understand that all these ups and downs, these peaks and troughs, are part of the journey of body transformation. And if you go back to Michelangelo, who was carving that marble and making an aesthetic body, don't you think he faced problems? Don't you think he was doing something and thought, oh my God, I'm gonna give up. Oh, this is so hard. I'm spending years just touching something that looks like a lump of crap. That's pretty much what it feels like until it doesn't. And you gotta be the romantic again, have the vision, have the desire, have the perseverance, but also the wisdom to embrace the challenges that come on the way. And that's what it means to romanticize your body. Next, we don't actually want to remain a hopeless romantic, a guy who always thinks about messaging that girl, texting that girl, saying hello and confessing his love, but never actually does anything. And at the end of the story, he's just in the same spot, lounging on his couch, and nothing's really changed. What good is that? We want to be romantic. We want to romanticize our body, but also take action, because action is what actually leads to transformation. And all good stories, at the end, there is love, there is maybe even sadness or whatever the hell, but there is change. There is a transformed person. That's what gives us the fruit of the story. And what is it going to be for you? I don't get to decide how the story ends. Only you can decide how that story ends. But romanticizing your body is understanding that by the end of this journey, the obstacles, the perseverance, the ups and downs, the going through the pain, the believing in it when nobody believed in yourself, at the end of it, what are you going to be? There's going to be a change. And if you can start with that end in mind, it's going to direct what you do right now and bring you closer to that vision. So it's very, very important for you to have that vision of where you want to go, like Michelangelo had about that sculpture, and for you to really go after it in a way that's going to bring you to a transformed person at the end of it. If you want me to help you transform your body and really, really build that story with you together, and guide you on this journey through all the ups and downs so you can finally achieve the body that you deserve. Even if nobody believes in it, even if you don't even believe in yourself right now, even if all the evidence until now has been to the contrary, then hit the link below. You'll get to apply to my coaching program, and if we're the right fit, I'm gonna help you achieve that. I hope this video helped you. Romanticize your body. Don't put rose petals in the bathtub. Let's see you next week. Bye-bye.